Are you crazy? Or are you just mad?
Hello. Welcome to the Mad Musicians Against Depression podcast, where we discuss the latest news, research and hot topics surrounding mental health. I'm Thomas Maher, and I'm joined in studio by my beautiful co-host, award-winning singer, songwriter and presenter, Indiraa.
Indiraa. Again, welcome, Indiraa. Did you know that I'm Thomas Maher, did you?
Yes, I did know you're Thomas
How did you know
Maher.
that?
Because God told me.
He told you?
Yeah.
Was he green? Did he come
No.
on the spaceship?
No.
He's not that. It's not
No,
that
no,
God.
not that God.
No. Okay, no.
My cook Joey always told me. I'd say, Joey, how do you know? And he'd say, God told me, Ma.
Yes.
So whenever my mum and dad asked me something and I didn't want to answer, I'd say, but God told me.
And indeed he did. He told you many things because you're very enlightened, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm very lightened now.
Yeah.
I've
Well,
taken
no,
off my pants.
Oh, not in studio, I hope.
Okay.
So welcome, Indiraa, to another episode of the Mad podcast,
You know
episode
how
14.
much we love this? We love this because we love all
love
the
it.
people listening in. Actually, we don't love you because we don't know you.
That's right.
But we love the fact that you people could in some way benefit from what we are wisdom, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, do we have wisdom? I've got wisdom teeth. I did have wisdom teeth.
I
think
did.
they're all
No,
gone.
I pulled, you remember I pulled the other one out myself?
That's why you become suddenly a little bit dumb.
Is that it? Is that spelled as D-U-M or D-U-M-B-B-B-B-B-B? Okay.
Yeah, so how is it going? How's your week been?
My week's been a bit weird because I've had
Like you.
really good days and one horrible day. And but it gives me cause to think. And I've realized something is that whenever some things start getting on top of me, I have a kind of break of my brain and everything, physically, mentally. I won't exercise. I won't do anything. I'll do all the wrong things.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just go mental. And
Mad, even.
yeah, really, honestly. And then I have to regroup. And it takes away a little bit of your self-worth each time. It takes a little bit of your self-confidence. And every time I have a collapse, I think worse of myself, which is not the good way out. But you just land up thinking, I think it's the same with most people with depression, is they don't look at themselves very positively.
Well, that's what we spoke about in one of the previous articles about having compassion
so
for yourself.
I have to keep telling myself, but how much can people put up with my, sometimes I think, God, I've got a great lot of people who help me, but how much can they put up with me having my down days? It's just so I am now really determined to do the ketamine treatment.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Well, that's good. I mean, because obviously you're...
Mind you, my GP today says, but it's from one addiction to another. I said, no, then you haven't read up on it in that case.
Where did that come from?
So I said, it's not the same ketamine. It's not a party drug that I'm planning to take,
Exactly.
So he said, yes, I know the Oxford thing is very good and blah, blah. And but I got a little bit hassled when he said that. I thought, oops, he's not read up now.
Yeah. But has he read up?
Yes, he has actually.
Yeah.
So he said, I think, well, one thing interesting he did say, he said, you can always reach out to me and my wife, that whenever you're having a day when you think there's triggers coming up and, so just call us and that 20 minutes can make all the difference. And then he said that and in terms of the ketamine, he said, well, you've tried everything else. So what, you may as well go the whole hog. Yeah, which was quite interesting because you say the same thing to me. You seem to have tried everything else. So,
well, that is ketamine is for that. It's for treatment resistant depression. That's what it's for. It's for people who have tried literally everything else and they're left with not much options. And that is the formative basis of it, to give it a go. And with 87% success rate for TRD, I think it's very, very, very worthwhile.
It's funny because he told me, he said, when you have these triggers and stuff, I mean, when you get nervous or things are getting on top of you and you want to escape, he said, the first drink is supposed to be a calming thing, then it doesn't work. I said, yeah, I know that. So he goes, do you shake and sweat if you don't have it? I said, no. So do you have this symptom, that symptom? I said, no. So it's purely psychological dependence, obviously, because I'm not getting any physical symptoms at all. So
no shakes, but you prefer it stirred.
Exactly. Oh, excuse me, guys, but I've developed COVID looking at Tom. No, I haven't. It's not COVID. I got a cough from Paul, actually.
Oh, you got it from Paul?
Yeah.
That's kennel cough you got.
Oh, how sad. Okay, let's get on with it because I've got guests in the house. So
have you?
Yeah.
Yes, you always have guests in the house. What's new about that? Okay, so on we go. So today on episode 14, we have 4 articles and we got one off topic, which obviously. So Indira's first one is, here's how breathwork can improve sleep and calm anxiety. And then my one is, active optimists live longer, happier lives. Here's how to become one. Then Indira comes back with, read this if you regularly go to bed after 1 a.m. And my final one will be, there's a strange link between depression and body temperature. There sure is. And then we have, Harvard scientists think aliens could be living in plain sight among us.
So this thing on temperature, what is the correlation? Cold when you're depressed or hot?
Shall I just say, just wait till I read it out to you?
No, yes. I want to know before.
No, you don't. It's not a book where you can start from the end and work your way back to the front, yeah? Or a match you record and then get the result and then watch it. It's not going to be like that, Indira.
Okay.
All right? Now.
I love you, Tommy.
Yeah, I know you do. What do you want?
I don't want anything. I just want you to know that you're very supportive of me.
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
And the people out there need to know that is the biggest thing that you can have, is the support and love of the people around you.
Absolutely. When you mentioned love, funny enough, I was reading an article published yesterday about near NDEs or near-death experiences, where people who've come back from their ND and very strong supportive evidence of their experiences, they all say the one thing that they've learned from comeback, which has changed their lives, the most profound thing was that sense of love and how important love is. No matter what you're trying to achieve in life, what you're trying to do in life, it's about love. It's about loving people, loving yourself, and that is it. Doesn't matter what your objective is in life, whether you're searching for fame or higher social status or monetary gains or whatever it is, materialistic things. None of that matters. It's about love.
I tell you something. I think this is important for our listeners. I've known Tom over 2 decades. And the Tom I met and the Tom today is just 2 different people. I was always intimidated by him, even though I cared a lot for him, loved him deeply. I was always intimidated by him and scared. And I always tried really hard to please him. And now I know just being here with him in this world is enough to please him anyway.
Absolutely. 100%. It's very well put. That is as simple as that. And if everybody could just think of it that way, that is the way to be. There's no doubt about it. Love is everything. Love and caring and support.
My friend who's living alone in Dallas, he's had 2 failed marriages and he lives on his own. And he said he loves his alone time, drinking his coffee alone in this huge 5-bedroom mansion in Dallas. And he said, I came here and I couldn't believe what all happens in your house. The dogs, people coming in and out. There were so many people. And he told me to just now, what was the nicest thing is the dinner last night. You cooked an amazing meal for us. And then there was this organized chaos where all these people came to the table and all of a sudden there was just love uniting all of you and nice food.
I have to say on that food was absolutely exceptional.
Oh, good.
It was the two best dishes you had. What was the Japanese one?
Oh, no, we laksa? Had a Thai. No, that's laksa? Indonesian laksa. No, Singaporean laksa. And we had a Thai green curry.
Oh, my God. They were astounding. Oh,
Good. And sticky rice.
and sticky rice. Ticky rice.
Sticky rice.
Yes. Okay, on that note, Indira, take us away.
Ooh, am I going first?
Yes, you are.
Oh. Okay. Hold on. If I can get this to work.
What's going on over there?
I don't know. Uh-oh.
Are you messing around again?
Hey, hello. Wake up.
It's gone. Is it dead?
No, it's not dead. I just charged it. Didn't die.
With what offence?
I charged it with the offense of aha. Okay. Here's how breath work can improve and sleep and calm anxiety.
You and your breath work again. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Neam Delmar is a chartered registered counseling psychologist and provides psychological support workshops to work environments. The practice of controlled breathing is free, fast, and effective, but it is far more than just taking few deep breaths. Restricting over breathing sends internal signals, keeping us on high alert. No deep breathing. No quick breathing, okay? Just deep breathing. When we don't breathe properly, we deprive ourselves of oxygen. There are psychological benefits of slow breathing. Measurements have shown it increases oxygenated hemoglobin in the brain and modulates the central nervous system. Nasal breathing is healthier as there are tiny hair and mucus in our nostrils and trap the foreign particles in the nasal passage and humidifies the air entering. That's interesting. The mucus humidifies and the hair stops all the germs going in.
Indeed.
So dust, etc. Now, the benefits. Research reveals that slow breathing techniques, 6 to 9 breaths per minute, that's about 10 seconds,
Right.
Fosters relaxation, ease, comfort, positive energy, and pleasantness. Anxiety, depression, PTSD, and other mental health syndromes can also be alleviated by this practice. Wow, that is interesting. The US military uses breathing techniques during combat situations. Slow, deep breathing works as a natural sleeping aid by triggering the sleep-inducing hormone melatonin. Breath work before bed helps to declutter our minds, let go of stresses of the day, and drift into a calmer state. I'm going to do this today. Shallow breathing with the mouth open decreases the level of oxygen, disrupts your sleep, and activates the nervous system. You won't sleep if adrenaline is high. Good quality sleep plays a significant role in improving mental health conditions, including anxiety, depression, and bipolar disorders. Breath work yields low levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. Slow nasal and deep breathing has modulating effect on the cortex, amygdala, that's right, amygdala, and hippocampus
Yeah.
in the brain. This acts as a buffer for increasing stress levels. Breathwork activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which calms us. This reminds us that we are not in an emergency situation and moves us from fight, flight, or freeze to parasympathetic mode of rest and digest. Wow, that's good.
It is.
So, conscious breathing stimulates the vagus nerve, which signals the rest and relaxation. The cranial nerve nourishes vital organs, which is the parasympathetic nervous system, inducing calmness. A further benefit of emotional regulation, practicing breath work, stabilizes our emotional world and enhances our interactions with others. The breath provides us with a pause so we don't act or speak out our big emotions. It facilitates clarity and logic. Focusing on the breath helps us to mute feelings such as anger and fear. Your rhythms of breathing affect your emotions. Being reactive or an emotional roller coaster can be exhausting and damaging. Manipulating the breath refocuses our attention and brings the body back to rest mode. Breathing through difficult feelings increases your ability to cope with them. With busier lives and minds, the breath provides a route connecting us to the present moment. It provides a healthy way of relating to our thoughts and not getting sucked into them. This is important. Don't get sucked into your thoughts. Remember that. Thoughts impact us negatively, neutrally, or positively within seconds. Using the body to calm and mind anchor us and has a grounding effect. So bringing attention, so the breath develops a distance between the thinker and the thought. So the slower the breath and deeper the breath, you're giving yourself that time to reflect, basically. A gap is created to pay less attention to the thoughts and just see them as not helpful. Paying attention to the breath facilitates less attention being paid to negative or distressing thoughts. Practicing conscious breathing can also help us cope with pain. It is used as pain control during labor, chronic pain disorders, and pain sensitivity. Pain drains psychological resources. I've been going through that with toothache, isn't it?
Yes, right.
Initiating or aggravating mental health conditions. Gosh, Tommy, you've been saying this to me all weekend, that this is not helping you, the physical problems I've had.
Of course.
So breath work has a painkiller effect through interception, the brain's perception of bodily states. It also reduces tension in the muscle, alleviating the severity. Sorry, I just lost you.
I'm here. Don't worry. You ain't lost me.
Okay.
Your iPad playing up again?
Yeah, no, it's just breathwork has painkiller effect through the interception of brain's perceptions of the states and severity of the pain and lessens hyper-focusing on the area of the pain. Reductions in pain perception helps us manage chronic pain. There is a multitude of breathing techniques from the simple to more complex practices. A blend of guided sessions and incorporating the breath into your daily lifestyle is recommended. In this way, breathwork is a preventative measure and fosters a healthy baseline. It can also be utilized as effective, immediate response to psychological disturbances such as stress and panic. And here are some examples. The psychological sigh. This is a pattern of breathing involving a double inhale of breath through the nose, followed by a exhale through the mouth. This
Well done.
first inhale is longer than the second. And studies has found that this is a big stress relieving technique. Okay. Box breathing. This is another quick and easy to use method. It resets the breathing rhythm and recenters the individual. As you do it, you visualize a box or mentally drawn into a box you breathe. Settle yourself in an upright position if possible. Your feet on the floor, closing your eyes. Breathe through your nose. Count to 4 seconds along with the side of the box. Along one side of the box. Then hold your breath for 4 seconds along the other side of the box. Slowly exhale along the next side. Then hold for 4 seconds along the last side of the box and repeat 4 times or longer. That's a bit complicated.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. Diaphragmatic breathing. The techniques follows on the muscle in your tummy. This is referred to as belly breathing. I do this a lot. It's yoga.
Belly dancing?
No. Lying down or sitting in one place, hand on your chest, the other on your tummy. Breathe in fully, deeply into your abdomen, keeping your chest still. Breathe through your nose and feel your stomach expanding. Release the breath slowly and noticing your abdomen contracting. This is very good. It actually tightens your stomach muscles as well. And detoxifies. This links breathing with the process of mindfulness, brings your attention to breath and the awareness of present moment. Engage on all your senses. Use reminders throughout the day to breathe in deeply and out fully. These are guided sessions that you can use daily to build your practice. There are various child-friendly variations. Reviewing advocates and studies of the breath work, there is a key components that have found that most benefits slow and deep breathing settles the nervous system. Nostril breathing filters the air. Lengthening and exhaling slows the heart rate down. Engaging the diaphragm in the and blood oxygen reduces stress hormones. This is kind of recapping everything. It needs to be integrated into your lifestyle and practicing it through the day. There is a growing interest in finding out non-pharmacological ways of people to try to experience better mental health if the symptoms are severe and there are conditions that may not be conducive to breathing work. Seek a professional support. While it is not a substitute for treatment, it can augment it.
Very good. Yes, I do have to say I do some breathing exercise, breath work before I sleep at night, but 2 or 3 minutes. I do a little bit. It does help, no doubt about it. It's bring my heart rate down, and it does help clear your head.
So when I'm in training, I started doing that only recently, is the holding of the breath and releasing. Especially when I train, at the end of my training, I do the holding breath. Mm-hmm. But when I am training, I do with step. It's inhale, exhale,
Okay, yeah.
and from the tummy. Mm-hmm. So you get rid of the toxins. Yeah. But I do that for the entire hour and 20 minutes.
That's serious.
Yeah, that's why when I train with my friend Hala, I tell her, please don't talk to me because I can't focus. And that's one of the reasons I have quite strong stomach muscles, just because I keep
I can imagine if you're doing it for that long.
I do. Well, I mean, I take, sort of, I'm not saying every breath is like that, but most of it, it's a subconscious
so it's
thing.
every breath you take.
Yeah. I'll be watching you.
Yeah. Again. Sorry, you have to excuse me. I've got chronic hay fever, as you know, obviously well known.
Yep.
And I've taken copious amount of antihistamines. I've taken nasal sprays, and it doesn't do anything for me. I don't know why I still take these things, but that's why if I'm groggy and you can hear me sniffling a lot, that's the reason why. Because the pollen count is quite high today.
Pollen count.
Damn. Okay, so I've got one, and it's active optimists live longer, happier lives. Here's how to become one. You want to be one of those? Here we go.
Happy optimist?
Happy optimist.
I'm a happy optimist.
Good. When the Australian television producer Rhonda Byrne hit rock bottom in 2004, she found salvation after discovering what she calls The Secret, the title she gave to her multi-million selling book and film released a couple of years later. Apparently, known and guarded by highly successful people for generations, the secret is that your thoughts shape your life. Yeah. Remember that your thoughts are the primary cause of everything, Byrne wrote, citing the law of attraction as the underlying mechanism, which is the notion that your thoughts communicate with the cosmos and in return, it gives you what you want. Through a process of manifestation or manifesting, if you devote time to imagining that you already have what you want and even feeling grateful as if you already have it, then you will attract everything you require, Byrne wrote. Byrne cites an early 20th century book on getting rich as among her influences. While the roots of manifestation go back at least as far as the late 19th century New Thought movement, which placed an emphasis on the power of the human mind to influence external events. Today, Byrne is far from the only guru advocating manifestation. On TikTok, you'll find countless manifesting related videos, clocking up billions of views collectively, promising viewer health, wealth, and happiness. Simply based on visualization and positive thinking. A cursory trawl of YouTube returns dozens of videos purporting to show how to manifest cash, dream jobs, and even dream dates. Wow, dream dates. For instance, by repeating mantras or affirmations that you're already wealthy or dressing as if you're wealthy, as a way to send wealth vibes to the cosmos in the hope you'll get wealth in return. There are certainly manifestation endorsers too, from Oprah Winfrey to Jim Carrey to Hannah Waddingham. She tells the story of thanking the universe and asking it to give her a dream role, and later being rewarded with her part in the hit TV series Ted Lasso. Manifesting might be popular, but surely any scientist will scoff at the notion that the universe is somehow listening to your thoughts and waiting to respond in kind. Yes, but at the same time, rational psychologists with no interest in manifestation will tell you there are genuine benefits to practices and mindsets that look at and sound like commonly touted parts of the manifesting process. These include being optimistic, believing in your own capabilities, practicing affirmations, being grateful for what you already have, perceiving things in a positive way, seeing clear goals for what you want. Indeed, cognitive behavioral therapy, a mainstay of contemporary psychotherapy, is partly grounded in the idea that the key to better mental health is appraising your circumstances and thinking about the future in a more positively slanted and constructive way. If belief in manifestation makes people more optimistic about the future, then that's probably no bad thing, says Richard Wiseman, Professor of the Public Understanding of Psychology at the University of Hertfordshire and researcher on the psychology of look. Christian Bush, a business professor at the USC Marshall School of Business in California and author of the Serendipity Mindset, agrees. There are some truths hidden in manifestation, he says. For example, by setting goals and imagining how to get there, we make it more likely that other people know how they can help us and what they can do to connect the dots more effectively. The downsides. So, should we bury our skepticism and start following the wisdom of Byrne and her ilk? It probably isn't a good idea. In a study published online last year, a team of psychologists led by Dr. Lucas Dixon at the University of Queensland surveyed over 1,000 people about their beliefs in manifestation and their outcomes in life. Although the team cautioned that they can't infer causability from the results, they found that people who believed more strongly in manifestation, for example, agreeing with statements like, if I think about achieving success, those thoughts alone make success more likely, were more inclined to consider themselves successful. But crucially, they were also more likely to have experienced bankruptcy, to be drawn to risky investments, and to think they could achieve unlikely career and financial success in a short space of time. Mugged, sounds like. These findings aren't too surprising. Although positive thinking is generally beneficial, it's not enough on its own. When it becomes untethered from reality, it's a form of magical thinking, according to Dixon. Realistic hope and optimism stem from confidence in being able to use your knowledge, efforts and abilities to make the best of whatever comes your way in life, he says. Whereas magical thinking involves believing you can influence events in the future without a known physical explanation. A related problem with manifestation is that it doesn't emphasize enough or at all that you need to act on your goals. True, exactly. You can't just sit back and wait for the cosmos to serve up what you want on a plate, no matter how strong your powers of visualization are. What's more, wildly unrealistic goals can backfire because they're the road to disappointment and a sense of failure. Positive thoughts are no more likely to make good things happen than negative thoughts are to make bad things happen. Says Kevin Dutton, Professor of the Public Understanding of Psychology at the University of Adelaide. Sufferers of generalised anxiety, GAD, disorder are constantly thinking the worst. Does it ever happen? 99% of the time, no, it doesn't. So, if that's the case, why should it be any different for thinking positive thoughts? Good, very good point. In fact, there are reasons to worry that believing in manifesting could be harmful in many contexts. Dixon sees it as part of a larger problem with extreme and unrealistic positivity, especially as presented in misleading ways on social media by manipulative influencers. For example, he says, the secret claims that all events in life are caused by your thoughts and desires. Well, a lot of crap, really, isn't it? This is potentially damaging. What if someone neglects their debts for fear of manifesting more debt through negative thoughts? What if a parent believes the cure to their child's cancer is to prescribe them positive affirmations rather than medical treatments? It's important to challenge such extremes. The best possible self-intervention is probably the most evidence-based way to increase your optimism. Unlike manifestation, it's not about communicating with the cosmos in the hope that you'll get what you want. Rather, it's about getting into a positive frame of mind that will make you feel more motivated to put the effort into achieving your goals. To practice the best possible self-intervention, spend a little time each day imagining yourself in the future after you've worked hard and achieved all that you desire. To maximize your look in life, don't waste time manifesting. Instead, adopt what Bush calls a serendipity mindset. This is about opening yourself up to random opportunities in a constructive way. Agree, totally. For instance, when you meet new people at a party or networking event, don't ask, what do you do? Ask, what do you enjoy doing? What brings you here? What book are you reading at the moment? Or what did you find most interesting about? These questions get us out of our usual autopilot responses and help to open up about conversations that might lead to intriguing and often serendipitous outcomes, he says. When it comes to reaching your targets in life, a useful distinction to make, according to Justin Kampf, an author and the fitness director at the weight loss program Sequence, is between goals and commitments. The latter will help you reach your goals and represents the bare minimum effort that you pledge to put in to get where you want to be. For instance, if your goal is to run a marathon this year, your commitment might be to go running at least once a week every week. Rather than trying to manifest your goals, be realistic and spend some time considering what commitments you need to make in order to achieve them. If the so-called law of attraction is bunkum and practicing manifesting is more likely to lead to financial ruin than a future untold wealth and prosperity, what should we do instead? What would it look like if we took the alluring positivity of manifestation and applied it in a way that had more scientific grounding? Very interesting article. And of course, Gartel does go on a bit more, but again, all the links to all our articles will be posted in the show notes. So you can read the whole thing for yourself. But it's very, very interesting, this one. It's positive thinking. Yes, I agree with whatever it says.
I think, I mean, like you say, you can't throw it all to the universe and say, well, that's it.
And this is what happens. It's like someone sitting in the room, like, you know, wishing
my
themselves
friend
to
said it to me the other day. I'm just throwing it out there to the universe and hope it solves itself. And I thought, that's not going to happen.
No. Someone's, exactly. You're waiting for the universe to do all the work for you. You're waiting for someone to come and knock on the door and say, hey, you. Yeah. It's your opportunity now, even though you've done nothing for it. You just put it out
God
there.
God helps those who help themselves. You need to help yourself. Otherwise, it's not going to help you.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, your husband, Rajesh, didn't become successful because he just put it out there and sat at home, did he?
I know.
He had huge sacrifices to get where he is today. Yeah. Hard work. So that's simply it. Okay. I got an email during the week from somebody on the show. His name was Marcus, by the way, Markus, and he asked if he could play some more rock on the songs. Yes, so I've dug one out for you, Marcus, and so we're going to play it on the show. Let me see. Now I'm going to open up my phone, open up my Spotify, and I think it's a good one. Again, because I find all these independent, tracks and ones that are not so popular by listening to Radio Caroline, and then add them to my Spotify playlist. And so this one I'm going to play for Marcus, and let me see, it's a song called Real Love, and it's by a band called Slaughter. Don't worry, Gary, it's not thrash metal or anything like that in there, okay? It's called Real Love, and it's a really nice song. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Here we go. yeah, Marcus, I hope you enjoyed that. That was a song called Real Love by Slaughter. Indira, did you enjoy that?
Absolutely.
What?
You're all rock and rollers, aren't we?
You thought when I said Slaughter, you thought that's going to be, oh no, he's going to play some trash metal, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I never prejudge anything.
No, good. No, that's a really good track. And I hope you like that, Mark, because that one was for you. And thank you for listening. You're one of our supporting audience. Right, Indira, you've got your final article for us.
So sleepers are revealing all the ways they fall asleep quickly. The article is, read this if you regularly go to bed after 1 a.m. You probably don't feel best when you stay up until the wee hours of the morning. Of the night.
Get it right, will you?
But beyond waking up groggy, new research says late bedtimes can actually harm your mental health. In recent study published by Psychiatry Research, experts analyzed sleep and health data from 73,888 people in the United Kingdom. Biobank, those who regularly went to bed at 1 a.m. were likely to experience mental health disorders and depression and anxiety than those who went to bed before 1 a.m. That's why my husband's so good. He can fall asleep at any time.
So would that make a difference if I went to bed at 5 to 1 a.m.?
I think it would make a difference, yeah.
Okay,
5-minute difference.
Yeah. Good one.
It didn't matter if subjects classified themselves as early birds normally or night owls. This is also known as chronotype.
Chronotype, yeah.
Yeah. Going to bed after 1 a.m. hurt people mentally. The study found, in fact, night owls who went to bed after 1 a.m. were also likely to have mental health impacts. People who went to bed before had lower amounts of mental health diagnosis. You just said that earlier, didn't you now? The study has some limitations. The people who make up the UK Biobank are mostly white and middle-aged or older, according to Dr. Indiraa.
What?
Gurubhagyatula.
It's you. The guru. You're a guru,
Matata, yeah. A professor of medicine in the Division of Sleep Medicine at the University of Pennsylvania, who is affiliated with the study. And the way they decided to chronotype come from a single question, although they didn't use one that has been validated. But typically, how was it we assess morningness or eveningness in much through questionnaire, which was a lot more detailed questions, said the doctor. Now, meaning whether folks are really morning people or night owls may not totally be accurate in this study. Additionally, researchers revealed that mental health diagnosis data added by the doctors, the type of reported data can be inaccurate and doctors can misdiagnose. Dr. Indiraa said that she noted that the findings align with those she'd expect and said that the study should be recreated in other populations too. Going to sleep late and many negative impacts on our mental health and overall health. Generally speaking, if you're not going to bed after 1 in the morning.
Come on, Indira, get this right, will you?
Or 2 in the morning, it is likely that you're not waking up until several hours after the sun has come up, and you're not going to bed for several hours after the sun has gone down. So I think that it gets to the issue of being out of alignment with the environmental light-dark cycle as potentially problematic, said Matthew Lebritt, an assistant professor in the University of Pittsburgh, Department of Psychiatry, who's affiliated with the study. It is important that the body get signals from the daytime, which can come from the morning sun, and getting out signals that are mixed signals. It can cause issues like with your biology, affect your brain, said Lebro. This is something we talked about, getting up and going out for walks and things like that, getting the vitamin D, getting the sunlight, getting, rather than lying in bed with the curtains drawn to.
Appreciating the environment and nature.
Exactly, looking at nature. Like yesterday when we were driving along, you were saying, look at the trees. Why you don't look at your phone?
Yeah.
The authors also mentioned that there was a brain-related mechanism beyond circadian misalignment, greater nighttime activity in association with more impulsive and maladapted behavior. There are mechanisms in the brain related to the behavior and impulsiveness and inhibition. When you are awake for longer and later, those tend to be decreased so that you're associated also with poor mental health. Dr. Indiraa noted, I'm calling her that because I can't pronounce her surname, okay? Noted that some brain...
I see you well to pronounce the first name, aren't you?
Yeah, functions are more vulnerable to sleep less than others. So, for example, maybe you can chew gum, you can talk, you can walk, but the frontal lobe of the brain is very vulnerable to sleep deprivation, said Indiraa. The frontal lobe is responsible for a lot of our brain's functioning, including mood and emotional regulation. So our ability to swing wildly from one emotion to the other, the ability to inhibit ourselves becomes impaired under the conditions of sleep deprivation and staying up late at night. Indiraa said they can lead to more negativity, more anxiety, because the higher brain functions that would regulate the emotions are now dulled. What about people like night shift workers who go to bed after 1? Now, this can all sound pretty disheartening, especially if you have a job that requires you to be in bed after 1 a.m. And both experts said that these things can do to minimize the negative impact of the late bedtime and the early, and get more sleep too. Napping is the first step. One type of nap is called the straight nap, which happens during the shift when you know that there's a slump in the period. Then you can, so it's hard to stay awake. Your eyes are going to shut. It would be It would be very efficient to use this time to grab your nap, if you can. And then there is what is called the preemptive nap. So before your shift starts, then you go to bed basically before your shift starts. Another strategy for night shift workers is time bright light exposure during working hours, if possible. That would be artificial light, such as light boxes, individuals with seasonal affective disorder. So yeah, brighten up those lights if you're sitting in there at 1 o'clock in the morning on a job. They're very bright and have fatigue reducing, mood boosting properties. Now, having a cool, dark and quiet bedroom can also give you better sleep too, according to both experts. Now, beyond this, you can't seem to get recommended 7 to 9 hours sleep. Indiraa says the important to be aware that you could have a sleep disorder. In this case, you need to go to a sleep specialist, and that would be a good idea. I think most people by now are starting to understand that as much as we treat sleep like it's a bonus, it's actually essential. Remember that. Sleep is not a bonus, it's essential, a biological necessity, and we can't go without it, similar to air, food and water.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, so many articles about sleep and insomnia and getting the right amount of sleep, they all bound back to one thing: mental health.
Yeah.
If you don't get the right amount and type of sleep, you will have mental health problems. There is no doubt about that. I always say to anybody when I'm talking about just in general conversation about mental health, sleep is the number one thing. Sleep hygiene. You have to get your sleep, and you have to make sure that's part of a very structured and prioritized routine.
Absolutely.
You have to. No doubt about it. And you know that recently you're focusing more on getting good quality sleep. Isn't that right?
Yep. And I get tired if I've not had a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
I'm tired in the day. Last night I didn't sleep till 5. I was coughing away.
Well,
and
of course you have something going on that's keeping you awake, whether it's pain or coughing.
5 o'clock. And I was like, what's the time? Rajiv says it's 5 o'clock. And I think, oh my God, I still have another hour and a half before I can get up. Can you imagine? Counting every minute.
It's awful when that happens.
Not bad.
No, it's not nice. It's not nice. So a very good article again.
Yep.
Right, my final article is there's a strange link between depression and body temperature, study finds. Here we go. Now you're interested in this one.
I am. Very.
Okay, so listen up now, okay? To better treat and prevent depression, we need to understand more about the brains and bodies in which it occurs. Curiously, a handful of studies have identified links between depressive symptoms and body temperature, yet their small sample sizes have left too much room for doubt. In a more recent study published in February, researchers led by a team from the University of California, San Francisco, analysed data from 20,880 individuals collected over 7 months, confirming that those with depression tend to have higher body temperatures.
Oh, really?
But is the temperature caused by the depression? Then we'll find out. As thorough as a study is, involving participants from 106 countries, it's not enough to show that a higher body temperature is causing depression, or indeed depression is leading to the warming of the body. There you go. However, it does suggest that there is a connection here worth investigating. If something as simple as keeping cool could help tackle the symptoms of depression, then that has the potential to help millions of people around the world. That's cool to know.
Yeah.
To our knowledge, this is the largest study to date to examine the association between body temperature, assessed using both self-report methods and wearable sensors, and depressive symptoms in a geographically broad sample, said USF psychiatrist Ashley Mason when the results were published. There could be a number of reasons for the link, the researchers think. It might be that depression is tied to metabolic processes that generate extra heat, perhaps, are tied to cooling biological functions that aren't operating properly. The engine isn't being cooled down. Or there might be a common shared cause, such as mental stress or inflammation that impacts both body temperature and depressive symptoms separately. That's something future studies could look into. For now, we know that depression is a complex and multifaceted condition, most likely with lots of different triggers, and body temperature could be playing a role in this. Previous research has found that hot tubs and saunas can lessen the symptoms of depression. Okay, I can verify that is very true. I can tell you straight away, because you know what me, I like to test everything I can get my hands on. If there's something out there that quantifies or states that something will help your depression or anxiety, if I can get my hands on it, I will try it every time if I can do it. And I have to say, I've tried both and it does work. It does lessen symptoms of depression, for sure.
Wow.
Well,
I have a hot tub in the house, so I should be using it
does
every
help.
time I finish
Absolutely.
my training.
100%. It does work. Even a hot shower.
Yeah.
Getting under a hot shower alleviates the symptoms of depression. I'm telling you, it does. For me, it does, personally speaking.
No wonder my husband's so happy all the time. He has a 45-minute bloody shower all the time.
And that's just in the morning.
I know. And in the evening again.
Yeah, exactly. Ironically, heating people up actually can lead to rebound body temperature lowering that lasts longer than simply cooling people down directly, as through an ice bath, said Mason. What if we can track the body temperature of people with depression to time heat-based treatments as well? The study data showed that as self-reported depression symptoms became more severe, body temperature averages got higher. There was also some association between higher depression scores and lower daily temperature fluctuations, but not to a statistically significant level. With around 5% of people around the world thought to be living with depression, efforts to understand and effectively treat it are now more urgent than ever. Each new discovery brings more hope in tackling the problem. Given the climbing rates of depression in the United States, we're excited by the possibilities of a new avenue for treatment, said Mason. And that's the end of the article. Oh. Very interesting. So I can definitely say, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Body temperature and depression, for sure. I know when I'm going through my own bouts of depression, my body temperature is certainly higher. I can feel it. But is it caused by the depression, or is the temperature causing itself? Is it raising levels of depression? So that's what the article is trying to understand.
Interesting.
It is interesting. It certainly is. But I have to say, like it says in the article, using a hot tub of sauna alleviates the symptoms of depression. 100% for me, it does. There's no doubt about it.
But I must start using it because it's there. It's just outside my gym, so I have no real reason for not.
Thank you. Yes, you're going to speak into the microphone.
I'm sorry, but I was just saying that it's as soon as I finish my training in my gym, I need to go downstairs and use the hot tub.
Absolutely, it's there. You have access to it. It's criminal not to do it.
Yep.
Right at your fingertips and your toenails. You got to get in there and use it.
Yes.
Yes, use it and abuse it, right?
Yes. Okay. Now it's the aliens. I don't want to listen to you. I just want the aliens now.
You want the aliens?
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember what the headline of the article was?
Yeah, that
what
they're coming down to see me.
Again, but they're coming there for dinner. They'll be late. They just messaged me they're going to be late, okay? Okay. Intelligent alien dinosaurs could be hiding underground, Harvard scientists reckon. Okay, but that was a little bit different from the headline it said on the article when you first opened it. But anyway, it's the same article. And here we go. Right. They might be hiding in volcanoes or deep beneath the ocean. Or perhaps they're on Earth adjacent, living on the moon. Welcome to the world of cryptoterrestrials, the bizarre theory where intelligent beings could be hiding in plain sight. A new paper by Harvard University's Human Flourishing Program defines these aliens as intelligent beings concealed in stealth here on Earth. Example, underground and or in its near environment, example, the moon. And these beings may be responsible for the unidentified aerial phenomena, you think, UAP or UFOs, spotted by people around the world. Cryptoterrestrials fall into many different subtypes, including human cryptoterrestrials, who are technologically advanced human civilizations that were destroyed long ago, such as by floods, but continue to exist in remnant form. The study authors provide one example in which Professor Albert Einstein's assistant, Dr. Shirley Wright, claimed that she and the famous physicist were invited to meet the biological entities that were recovered from the famous Roswell crash in 1947. Interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Didn't know that. Dr. Wright said almost 50 years later in 1993, that the entities were just humans but in advanced form. More than likely. Why not? The researchers suggest there could be non-human forms known as theropod cryptoterrestrials, which are technologically advanced non-human civilizations that could have evolved from species like dinosaurs. They could also be former extraterrestrials, aliens who have travelled to Earth from elsewhere in the universe and concealed themselves among us. The Harvard researchers have also suggested a fourth category of magical cryptoterrestrials, which are entities more like earthbound angels and are known by European names of fairies, elves and nymphs. Yes, gimps. Yeah. Even though these categories may seem out of this world, the team argues that these beings could be responsible for some of the unexplained phenomena that has happened here on Earth, such as UAP. They note that places such as Popocatépetl volcano in central Mexico and California's Mount Shasta are UFO hotspots and could be where highly intelligent beings have migrated underground rather than UAPs being drawn to these areas. They're actually from there. It is also underground that they suggest a new dinosaur-based species could hide. The researchers said that it is possible for aspects of biological evolution on the planet to have been entirely lost to time. They suggest that the scientists who have studied the structure of dinosaurs with larger brains argue there is a possibility that dinosaurs could have evolved into an upright reptilian-like figure they dubbed as dinosaurid. Dinosaurid, a good one. This species could have migrated underground after surviving the mass extinction event 65 million years ago and continue to evolve. The researchers write that although there is no direct or generally accepted evidence of such beings, there are many legends and a surprisingly extensive body of reports exists alleged encounters with them. They may also delve into how some in the field believe the moon may be a crypto-terrestrial base or even a completely artificial non-human intelligence (NHI) construction with aliens living there on lunar bases. The researchers note that theorists say this information has been suppressed by NASA. For the fourth theory, that aliens are actually nymphs or fairies, the researchers commented that those terms used were created at a time before rapid scientific advancement. Okay. Therefore, I don't buy into that for 1 second. Therefore, the individuals who may have interacted with our ancestors as magical beings could have been extraterrestrials. However, given how wild the theories, it's worth noting the researchers themselves call the crypto-terrestrials theory unlikely but not impossible. They also wrote that they consider this theory 10 times more likely than before conducting their research, but still 9 times more unlikely than likely. There you go. They wrote, although this idea is likely to be regarded skeptically by most scientists, such are the nature of some UAP that we argue this possibility should not be summarily dismissed and instead deserves genuine consideration in a spirit of epistemic humility and openness. The study, which has been accepted for publication in the Journal of Philosophy and Cosmology, is currently available as a preprint. And folks, you've heard it here first on the MadPod podcast, and the link will be in the show notes if you want to experience and read this for yourself.
Yeah, dinosaurs are really aliens.
Yeah, we've met a few dinosaurs in our time, haven't we?
Yeah,
but they've all been human.
No, they're next door in the dinosaur park, isn't it? That crazy golf thing.
Not your neighbour Sonia.
Oh no, that's her too. Yeah.
Yeah, she's definitely a crypto.
Yeah, definitely.
She's a crypto.
With no currency.
Oh, Indiraa. Oh, you're funny.
Oh, no. That was nasty, isn't it?
Love it. Love it. Love it. So, folks, we hope you have enjoyed the latest episode of the MadPod podcast, because we sure have. It's been brilliant. We've had some great articles today, including some crypto dinosaurs and all that kind of malarkey, fairies and all that trunning,
and get some sleep,
angels.
Get some sleep and breathe.
Breathe
Heavily.
Yes, exactly. And make sure, folks, it's all before or by 1 a.m.
Even 1 minute.
Until next time.
Bye.
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 Well, folks, on that note, that's where we're going to leave it for today. Hope you've enjoyed the show as much as we have, and we look forward to bringing you more of the latest news and hot topics surrounding mental health on our next show. Remember, new episodes of the Mad Podcast drop every Sunday at 6 p.m. Episodes are available to listen to on Spotify, Apple Music, and of course, the Musicians Against Depression website, an online toolbox that contains a wealth of information, essential reading, and links relating to mental health. As always, if you or someone you know would like to join the conversation, either in studio or remotely, email us at musiciansagainstdepression@gmail.com or visit the MAD website at www.musiciansagainstdepression.uk for further info. All links, including social media, are provided in the show notes. And remember, no problem in life is insurmountable, and help is just a conversation away. Until the next time, from myself and the wonderful Indiraa,
take care.